Okay, some more dueling this time, and this is Maryland, of course. This time the duelists are Latch and Holiday Dota, and I've already got logged into turn one. And the guys are waiting on me, so we can't see much yet, but we'll see. We'll see things very soon. So let me end my turn. So I got Sormatia, and oh gosh, why am I drawing a blank here? Drawing a blank. Anabyssia. Sormatia, Anabyssia. Let's see what we can see for turn one. Okay, Abyssia has had one expansion. Ah, I have no messages, so looks like they did it last turn. Hey, Dia. Yes, sir, we're up. I had three streams requested this morning right now. So one I had to say I won't be able to stream it, and another is postponed till about 1 o'clock my time. And now it's 8:30, so there'll be another one later today. But yeah, I couldn't do them all at the same time. All right, here we have Abyssia, and I think he blind expanded here last turn. But see, Omni takes a turn to, get going. So turn one, there's nothing to see. Sarmatia, now, we do not see a Pretender awake. We see Lancers and Orpatas, so he's buying Sacreds. Those are the Lizard Riders, the lightweight ones, not the heavy ones. Another Abyssia, yes. Is he awake? He is awake. So he's got the Great Warlock. This is similar to what we saw last time. And it won. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Now, let me confirm who's who here. Actually, I will end my turn and jump back in so I don't go up. We should have... Where the heck is it here? Well, we don't really want that one. All right, I'm going to make a change here. Yeah, we want to close most of these. So we'll just change this over to the bracket for a moment. There we go. There's the bracket. Show that briefly. Okay, so we have Latch is Sarmatia, Holiday Dota is Abyssia, and the turn's up. Okay, here's turn three. Oh, we got some fights, quite a few fights, so we'll go look at it on the map. Successful fight for Abyssia. That's just his starting army. Easy enough. That starting army, yeah, so it took out heavy cavalry with only mild attrition. So that's pretty solid. They tend to cripple up, but I've seen it last quite a while. I heard that, I saw that Lucid streamed. I was still asleep, and I don't know that game. Star something? I gather it's a space game of some kind, but I'll have to have a look at that later on. Yeah, it's going to be... Well, Lucid must have been up really early today. It showed on my notes that that stream went up 8 hours ago, so middle of the night for him or something. But yeah, no, I missed it. And he won't probably drop by here today because Lucid is doing his own bout right now, and I can't stream that one just because there was too many. Oh, looks like he's got it started. Did it get started? It did. Anyways, the bracket's still up. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, it's so much going on this morning. I woke up to dozens of pings. Okay, so what did what happened here? Starting army was 6 or Padas. Let's see his bless. We've got the time very quickly. Let's see you in profit. Okay, good stuff. Okay, he's got his Orpadas running ahead. There's his bless. So morale, poison resistance, fire resistance, 1 hit point, and strength. Okay, the hit point was just the leftover bit of nature. Interesting. Or something. Strength 8 hits hard. Oh, it's kind of RPG-ish. Oh, okay. Star. Anyways, I'll look at it later. I don't want to hold these guys up, so I need to quit here. Yes, sir, I need to quit. Okay, we glance quickly at that bless. These guys are cooking with gas. Okay, I will jump in and back out. Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, I'm doing a double whammy. So 2 expansions each. Now, I did notice before that he failed this expansion against, what was it there? Malicious heavy infantry and armored archers. There was a lot of them. What about this one? Oh, he just pinged it with a soothsayer. Well, this one might have also just been a ping last turn. And this bunch, okay, no attrition. So it's going well. Going well. Orpadas with a strength bless are going to punch things. Did he have fire resist? We should check that. Because it is against Abyssia. Yes, a little bit. Only 10. So that's a pretty cheap blast. I'm guessing he grabbed, and he might be hoping to make Follow Vapors plays. I'm guessing he grabbed a Titan for this moderate blast. What he might have is he might have some Incarnates with a Dormant. Like Space Ranger-ish? Okay. Less strategy and more RPG. Yeah. Is it a tactics game, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. There's, oh, here's some burning ones. Only 3. But look at that. Only 3 of them, and it can take stuff out. And this is his profit, I'm guessing. This is his profit. When things slow down a bit, I'll see about writing out the blesses. Hey, Jonas. Yes, welcome. We've just started. Ooh, some of the Dagger Boys got past, but he smited them very nicely. Look at those crazy things. Oh, that one took a limp. It's going to be slow now. And the profit's coming forward. So, his bless. We wanted to see his bless. Magic weapons. Tiny bit of poison resist, bark skin, magic resistance, and blood bond. Well, this is this is almost identical to the previous game. 3 nations that each player listed. I can. Give me a bit. I have to dig that up. I just don't want to hold these guys up. Make sure I finish my turn. Okay, I'll dig up the 3 picks. So, let me have a look. 3 picks, 3 picks. Bum, 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 and I will type them in the chat. We do. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted my channel. Okay, I have to jump into the chat here and the type. Okay, this is an awkward place to have this. Hang on, I gotta get this ready. Okay, the turn is coming as well, so we'll work on these different things. All right, here's the new turn. Just zoom out a little bit, take a look. Okay, there's expansion going on numerous places. But what I was going to do for you guys was get you this information. Okay, so holiday quota picks and Latch. for you in a minute. I'm going to jump around window to window. And I'm going to exit and jump back in. Let me write down the blesses that we know. Oh, that's a good bunch for Pattas now. So he decided to take this quite large army out in a serious way. Oh, this is Bone Tribe. Yeah, Bone Tribe hit hard. Those Speedums hit hard. Okay, let's look at this bless. So bless is... PR15, FR10, HP +1, strength +8. There we go. Okay, so that bless is shown. So this is very much an increase the killing power bless. These guys are going to one-shot most everything. Are they one-shotting? Oh, they're hitting pretty hard, but... Okay. So when they go up against Abyssy and heavy infantry and burning ones, they should be able to punch through. One thing we noticed in the previous, so only a single expansion for Sormatia this turn. And 2 expansions for Abyssia. That's just a starting army. It's slowly shrinking. Yeah, that's a lot of strength. Let's look here at these 3. Is it still only 3? It's still only the 3. Okay, let's write down this blast. So I'm not going to note their morale because that's just the standard for being blessed. We have magic weapons. This bless. Weapons. 5. Dark skin. MR1. All right, there we go. So these 3 succeeded again. So you sure don't need very many burning ones to expand. He's doing it with 3. Now let's have a look at the graphs. So a little bit ahead for Abyssia, not insanely so. All right, turns up. See if Sormatia splits that army now. 2 fights for Sormatia, 4 for Abyssia. Wow, what's he got going on here? A single demon bread. Well, he did an assassination expansion. So the commanders were all gone. We don't get to see that. So he'd been working on this for a few turns. And once they were done, he just took it by having them all run away. See? Once you've killed all the commanders, then you attack it and everybody... Oh, and elephants. Sure, why not? Save yourself a lot of hassle. Here, that's the starting army. It's shrunk to about half. Here, okay, now he's using 5 burning ones with the salamander. In the previous game, we saw Abyssia use independent priests, which is a little risky because they could burn up in the auras. And here's those original 3 burning ones still moving along. So Abyssia's a little bit limited by his own movement speed now. Sormatia split those 2 armies, so only 6 Opatas, and the Lancers are finished. Here, 8 Orpatas on their own did just fine. See if he did anything funky with. So what's he use? A priestess? Yes, warrior priestess. Probably hold an attack. Make sure he gets enough blesses. So 1, 2, and hopefully a 3rd, 3. So they should pretty much all be blessed. Oh, and they stayed in range to even get a 4th blessing up. And then she rushes up to stay behind. Yeah, she's on stay behind. Because she's not attacking. Okay, that was smooth. This one, a little bit bigger. The archers are the starting army, so Nothing too much special happening there. I think he may be planning to cast Foul Vapors. There's a reasonable chance of doing Foul Vapors with a Witch King. Now, you need a bit of luck with the randoms or some boosters, but you can do it. Okay, it's done. Oh, we've pretty much seen everything, so we're just waiting on Abyssia. Okay, Abyssia's taking quite a lead coming up on the provinces. But this map is fairly large, so they have a few turns before they have to sort of bash on each other. And the favorite fighting point has been this one, and not so much over here because there's a lot more restrictions. This cave is kind of a tricky spot. Quite useful for Abyssia because he's got, if I remember correctly, some natural dark vision. Yeah, so he's got 50 dark vision. You could definitely rush it. Pangaea rushed Foul Vapors the last time, but he didn't have a great deal of success in putting it up or in killing, because I believe in the previous game with Abyssia, and it was Pangaea versus Abyssia, Abyssia took quite a bit more poison resist. Now, somebody's sending me some private messages. Oh, okay. I don't have to worry about that. And, yeah, that's just telling me that these turns are arriving. Okay. Nothing too important. That research rush is very viable, but if we have a look at score graphs, we're probably going to see that Abyssia. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I don't know how the heck did that happen? Starting research way up there. That's kind of weird. That graph looks really wonky. Yeah, there was some fiascos with the Dryad Mothers. Definitely. So 1, 2, 3, and 2. Just do a top level. Actually, I'll leave and go back. So top level look. Okay. No attrition, and there's a Cloud Mage. Those could be a pain in the butt. What else? 8 of them over here did just fine. And here, another 9 doing just fine. So he has got 3 very solid expansion parties just chugging away. For Abyssia, there's those first 3 still moving forward. Oh, that one failed. Oh, that's his start army, so that's the end of the starting army. Oh, thank you, Sablecat. I didn't even look at the scales. What are we looking at? Oh, quite good scales. Yeah, those are pretty good for this game. I see he took cold. That's a good call. Then Abyssia, not quite as brutal as the Drain 3 the previous game. So it looks like he went a little less on the blast. I'd have to compare these 2 blesses. And he went with 5 candles. How many candles did Sorrow go with? Only 4? Oh, that's quite low. That's quite low. So we won't be making very many Rapadas a turn. Okay. Well, that was... Where is that Cloud Mage? Here, let's see how this went. So is this the Prophet? This is the Prophet, so he doesn't have to have the Rapadas old. They can go charging right forward. They're shaking off basically the archery. And they're shaking off the javelins. Whackety whackety whack. Those guys go. Because they've got the 2 attacks. 22 and 15 damage, yeah. Pretty solid. And to get to the Cloud Mage, are they going to get that Cloud Mage? Snipe him? Nope, they got to get the heavy infantry first. It looks like there's one here with a limp. Nope, just got tied up doing something else. And, well, anyways, it's game over. Okay, fight's over. But over here, that's just a few heavy infantries. That was a pretty easy province. Too hard there. Over here, land tribes. Okay, so wonder what happened to these guys. I suspect. Oh, turns up. Okay, what turn was that? We'll see in a minute. So 3 for Abyss, 3 for Sarmatia, and 2 for Abyssia. Turn 8. Okay, so the research is equalizing out. There we go. Look at that. Scales and normal units, yeah. I think that's a little low on his Dominion. 4. On 5 or 6, probably 6. Because he's capital only, but he's got good units. I just don't think his regular Lancers and Cataphracts are going to be able to punch through the protection of burning ones. See, here's 7 burning ones, so these two might match up very, very soon. Oops, that didn't work. That's one of the risks with only sending a single one of these guys. They get out of position. Or something could slip past the little line. With high strength, I think High Dom would have made... Oh, just a lucky arrow. Yeah, a lucky arrow got the salamander. Well, there's nothing he did wrong there. That just is one of those things. But here is this... Yeah, here's the original 3 just chugging away. Be really nice if he has an opportunity to just forge some really simple stuff. But I'm not sure what he's researching. So, okay, I'll quit and jump back in just to be sure I don't hold things up. Feels heat, man. Yeah, well, he does have fire resist. So 10 is more than enough to deal with the aura. And we didn't see the previous play of Abyssia going for evocation. Fireball and all that stuff. I believe that, 10 fire resist is enough to deal with quite a bit of fire evocations, the earlier ones. So no attrition. No significant attrition. I lost 1 archer. Gates, just basic independence, very basic. It's like he's got another expansion army built and coming out here. And he cleared that one very cleanly. So, yeah. Right, on the provinces, they've equalized. I think it is going to be a question of raw damage output. But, right now, Soramati has a lot more expansion parties moving. So he may economically be able to pump out enough PD and chaff and other things. Maybe he can just fatigue play out the burning ones with generic junk. Not junk. Soramati's basic troops are very good, and maybe he's getting a fort going. Don't see one. Oh, he forgot to buy PD. Gotta watch that. I know they're playing fast. Want to remember to get... Well, those ones just got taken. Ah, see, he forgot to buy PD here, too. I usually do. I usually put them... Hold an attack on my sacreds, and then have the... if it's a naked priest without armor of some kind, have it back a bit, yes. That's usually what I do. And maybe with some bodyguards. He did have a bodyguard, but those are things that do help. Attack rear stuff will get around that very small line of burning ones, yes. Absolutely, it will. Unless he starts buying some chaff. He's got plenty of kinds of chaff he can buy. various and sundry options. You're resource constrained, you can buy salamanders. All right, the turn is up. Whoa, no expansions by Abyssia. He must be consolidating. These guys didn't move. Okay, but there's 7 of them there. Looks like there's a mix of burning ones and infantries. Don't see anything about a mage. Narman the warlord. There. Okay. And, oh my. Okay. Well, that's not bad. He lost 2 for taking out 10 heavy cavalry. And that's quite a few heavy cavalry. I mean, the Orpatas are hitting hard, but he didn't take anything that increases their conventional defense. There's no protection buff. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Dia, you're right. That's a good point. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We kind of have to see if there's, if his pretender, which I'm guessing is dormant, shows up with something else going on. Oh, okay. One of them got bleeding, so that's what killed it. Anyways, that's not serious attrition. That one went a little tougher. I'm thinking, yeah, 6 is probably a little on the low side. You're starting to get to see this one with 8. Did a little better. The Ectromos are a little tougher. Anything else? Should quit and jump back in so I don't hold them up. So we saw that he had 5, 1. Okay, 2, 4, 3. Where's the last one? 1, 2, 3. Oh, way down here. There we go. Okay, so he's really ahead in provinces now. So we should be seriously ahead in income. Yeah, quite a bit. Nothing too much happening with gem income. Foul Vapors. It's not going to do a lot against, although Abyssia only took 5 poison resist, but Foul Vapors seems to take a very long time to kill the burning ones anyways, because of their high hit points and so on. Nobody took Pan. No. And it wasn't even a ban, because you'd have to go back up the comments, but I did list their picks. So these guys didn't even try for Pan. Oh, is there anything else on there we want to see? Army size. Okay, so not surprisingly, Sarmates is quite a bit bigger. Okay. Quite a bit more Dominion push. Well, but Sarmatia still doesn't have a pretender. It's got an Anari. Okay. Alrighty. Not a whole bunch else to see here. Well, Soro, yeah, he doesn't know whether or not Abyssia took poison resist or not, and when he finds out, he may shift around his research and not bother going for Foul Vapors. But I believe if we look, it's not super easy to cast Foul Vapors with Witch Kings. So you've got to get the water random, so that's only 1 in 4. And then you're going to have to, one way or another, boost up nature a bit. So you'll need a Thistle Mace. So it's not super easy. I played Sarmatia quite recently, and you can put together a Witch King to do your Foul Vapors, but it's not super easy. You can also get a Warrior Sorceress with the water. You'll get a lot more of those. You really want a second fort to be pumping out Warrior Sorceresses. So we'll see if he gets a second fort up. There were no bans, actually, because they picked completely different 3 nations, and the only banning is effectively if you pick the same nation, that one is banned. And that's kind of how it works. So Christian Lund, yeah, there was no bans in this match. Pan is getting banned reasonably often. A lot of the players are just picking it so it isn't in the game. but it's not overwhelmingly dominant in this series. What have we got? I'll just slip over here briefly to the bracket. So we've got 1, 2 people have picked Pangaea so far. So it's not overwhelmingly common, and actually this is the second pick of Abyssia. So far, the 2 most common nations, and it's only 2 picks, are Abyssia and Pan. Bog beasts. Bog beasts. Well, if I remember right, Bog beast spit will go through 5 PR quite happily. Quite happily. Need to jump over to that. Let me look this up. Bog beasts. That's a good thing, I thought. I use bog beasts and or hydras. To go along with my foul vapors play. Soramaria. Sadly, in the game where I did it, my 2 teammates died so early, I never did get any big fights because they counter-thugged me so effectively. Vanheim hasn't been picked yet. I think it was picked. I think we have 1 Vanheim pick. Let me add Bog Beast up here, but let me just quickly jump over there. Yes, we have 1 Vanheim, and that game is underway. I'm not streaming it. They were playing slow mode. It's been very busy this weekend. This morning there was 3 games all wanted to start at the same time. Was it on Holiday Dota's list? Just let's look up here. He did pick it, yeah, but he went with the Abyssia instead. Probably he picked it because he didn't want to fight it. So I think what he wanted was Abyssia. So he probably picked the other nations as ones he didn't want to have to fight. I mean, that's one of the strategies in the picking method is if you don't want to fight a nation, be sure it's on your list. And so far, everybody has completely gone with Underwater Ban. I mean, the only reason I even left the option in is I thought there might be somebody that wants to do, just for fun, underwater versus underwater. But I think that would be more in an exhibition kind of duel because it's kind of bizarre. I mean, I think in all the ages, there's at least one underwater nation that's just so much better than the others. It's hard to have a good duel. And your selection is very small. I have to do a short bio break, so Okay, I'm back. Yeah, lots of comments. The two players can choose to simply say, I don't want to play water. Anyone can say, I don't want water, and that's it. That's what I said. I mean, or the other way to put it is both have to say, I want water for there to be a water duel. The other part of it is map selection is going to blatantly define whether or not there's water. Oh, looks like the turn's up. Okay. So that's pretty significant. The popular maps so far have so little water that clearly a water nation is justifiable. But you need to have a little bit of water, just in case somebody picks a coastal nation. So, the starts always have a little bit of water beside them. They have to have one. And then on some of the maps, I'm actually stealing the little bits of ponds for Omni. Yeah, of course, you can see here, I set the throne as a monstrosity, but it's not accessible. All right, so I see we have some fights. Oh, look. Well, that kind of hurts. He needs those warrior sorceresses. And yeah, hey, Barcade. How you doing? Adrian, Barcade. MA might see some underwater, Pelagio. Maybe. But there's fewer bouts going to be in Middle Age. Unless the dueling tournament grows some more. I'm very happy to start up another whole bracket. And then we'll combine them down the road or something. Or I could just extend this one. There's no real reason it has to be a multiple of 2. It's just tidy. I will exit and come back in. All right, what else did we have? So let's just review this. I'm curious to see what killed it. This is a great map. Oh, the road's along the edge. Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. So what killed the Sork? The sorceress. Something got around the back, is what it looks like. Yeah, the spearman got past the line. Now she tangle vines them, which isn't bad. But, oh, that's close. Oh, that was close. Okay, a little bit of shenanigans. So it is very nice to bring a few extra troops along. It's always the risk with one commander with just a handful of sacreds. Barquet. Adrian is Barquet. So Barquet from the previous round and from the exhibition. If you've watched these streams, he's been in them. What else are we looking at here? This is the big one. His nickname is Barquet. Let me type it. Or he'll type it. Where? Okay, here. There you can see the results. Am I up to date on that thing? I gotta check. Yeah, Rovsey beat him. So Barquet is actually in the other bracket now. I don't want to call it the loser bracket, although I did call it L1, L2. That consolation bracket, second bracket. I don't know. I'll come up with something better eventually. Okay. So he's still in the game, very much in the game. Well, yeah, I think the Swedish part with the, can't remember the name of the umlaut. Is that what the double O is on top of the O? I don't remember the names of the accent symbols in Scandinavian languages. We probably should use them in English because we've got the same vowel issues. Just helps people pronounce. Oh, wow, it turns up. Well, the MA games are going to change these up a bit. So the only age that's not going to get very much play is late. Handles are easier. Well, you've got me here as Donald. Of course, most of you know me as Maryland. But I put my YouTube to my real name a long time ago. And it's terribly difficult to, it's really awkward to change your YouTube name because you can't migrate the previous videos, so you're basically starting like fresh subscribers and fresh history. Okay, so I think we really want to have a look at the graphs here. Oh, okay. So Abyssia has decided to get aggressive and push back. Yeah, so he's pushing back. 8 burning ones there. 6 there. He's got a little bit, the leftovers of the starting army. And he's bringing forward 20 more burning ones here. He's got his second fort up. Well, yeah, there aren't as many LA nations, but there's plenty. I like late age, but a lot of people don't, but some people exclusively play late age. We all had a good laugh about Rovsey winning in the first round because he's known for playing almost nothing but Joman. So for him to play Abyssia was a big change up. Hell Blessing in late age is harder, yeah. And arguably not so good. Yeah, so Death Nations are pretty viable in a duel because the game isn't going to go on that long. So we may very well see them. Well, Lucid took up Scleria. And how does that one go? We've got that here, don't we? Why am I forgetting? Oh, no. That was in the exhibition. Is Lucid. So I got to update that sheet a little bit. I've got some more information to add to it. Second channel that's affiliated with the original one. I have an extra channel. I actually have Maryland as a channel, but I've never used it. And I don't know. I should look up how I link them and reconnect them because I made that channel ages ago. I locked it in so I'd have it. This map, this is the Wrapped Shard, I believe. It's based on the Battle of Westnoth map editor. It was built by Executor. I just want to put the shout out to Executor because this has turned out to be a really excellent map for dueling. It's a little big, but the bigness is not crazy because of the somewhat reasonable constraints. But it just gives you that little bit of time to do some build up before the inevitable bash each other's heads in. That's quite a big bunch of Orpatas. That's quite a big bunch. That's quite a big bunch. So we look at forts. Abyssia's got the first extra fort. It's dedicated, this map is dedicated for 2 nations. Yeah, there's 2 start points. This one and this one. Those are pre-built into the map. You can see that they use the Battle of Westnoth Castle image. If you've ever played Westnoth. Okay, turns up. So I'm not having a lot of time to go over the battle. Oh, okay, we got... Okay, they're bashing on each other, but they're avoiding each other's major armies. So where did those happen? Okay, so Soramadia is flanking south here of Abyssia's capital. I gotta answer my phone. Give me a minute. Temperature dependent shortcuts on the edge. Really? Okay, I haven't had a chance to look at that in detail. I end up so much going on with these streams. So temperature dependent. Oh, I see. Right. So there's a mountain pass. Is there some rivers? More mountain passes. Oh, look at that. Okay. So these are interesting. I hadn't looked at them. No, those aren't mountain passes. Well, hmm. Interesting, Dia. Well, that's stuff I don't know too much about. I did do some research into making thumbnails and how to make good YouTube titles to help you get seen more. But overall, much of my YouTube is so blatantly directed to such a blatantly obvious audience. I felt a need to worry too much because, you know, I know where to find everybody that's probably going to watch it. Lucy's Discord, General Confusions, mine, Reddit, Ruby, whatever. Well, I'll have a look and see what I might want to do with my second channel. I am trying to branch out into some other stuff, just sort of first looks at interesting independent games. I did the Remnants of the Precursor, a couple of streams of that, just to go back and look at old Master of Orion in a modern remake with a better interface. I might do some more of the remakes, Master of Magic. And I have done a little bit of streaming of some of my first person stuff like Red Dead. I was going to do a bit of Destiny, but kind of set back on that. 14 and 15. Okay, let me look these ones up. 14. Oh, I see. Right. Okay, so there's a river crossing. And the other one is 45 to 38. Whoops. Come on. 45. I'm not seeing it, which is 38. Oh, there. Okay, the different yellow didn't show very well. Well, those are definitely fun. Okay, interesting. Is this my favorite game? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Dominions? I play some Dominions 1 to 2 hours every single day, no matter what else is going on. But I play Dominions offline from Steam. I copied all my Dominions is copied to the root drive, so it doesn't show on my hours. It doesn't show on Discord. So basically, there's an instance of Dominions running in the background all day long. No question about it. No, I started playing this in 2007. I paid the $65 US for the hand copy. And but I've never had to buy more of it because I was invited to the beta, and so I get all my newer copies free. Even so, I'd never balk at the price for this. It wouldn't matter what it cost. It's been completely worth it. No other game is always running 365 days. No, I don't see a new turn. So Maddie is not done. Looking in the bottom right here. I'll just pop out and pop back in, but nope. Oh, 2 seconds left. Now we have a new turn. There we go. Okay, we got some serious fights. We got some serious fights somewhere. Where are they? Can we find them? Well, let's do the go to province from here. All right. Oh, no, that wasn't serious. Just there's one PD. But he's putting some serious pressure. Now, this Abyssian army, quite a big one, is kind of trying to flank. But with the speed of Abyssian armies, he's got to be careful he doesn't get outflanked. So there wasn't much to see there. What we got here? Oh, he got some lead. Oh, that demon bread, I think, is out assassinating. We don't get to see that. We can see Abyssia's. He took the Great Warlock, so Rainbow. And what turn is it? I think that Soramatia took dormant. So the man-eater. Okay, he took a man-eater. Wow, with his breadth of breadth of pass, he paid quite a lot for his bless. But we should have a look if there's an Abyssian fight. Let's see if he's got more bless now. Now that it's awake. Because I kind of wondered. Right, that one. This one. See, I'm weirded out by the hit point +1. How do you do hit points +1? That's okay. No major change here. Just resistance and strength. So it'll be neat to see this man-eater come out and fight. It's a hero? What? Oh, that man-eater is the hero. You're right. Thank you, Jonas. Yeah, I knew that. I've had that guy so many times. He's not the man-eater, the big ant lion. Well, I think it has to be in prison now, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm wondering if he kind of made an error and took something incarnate, because I'm not seeing as much bless as... I just don't know why you'd have +1 hit point. That's kind of weird. And if he took Imprisoned, that's going to be... These games almost never reach turn 30 so far. N4. Ah, you're right, Rail. You're right. You've got one spare nature point. I knew that. Good to see you, buddy. I usually take low light vision with that spare nature point. That's why it didn't wig with me. I think low light vision is better than generally better. And on this map, there's just a few spots, but there's a couple of good provinces that are kind of worth having low light vision. The 2 caves. But it's not a huge issue. So there's a serious army coming up. And this army is making a straight beeline to the capital. So there is action. There is definitely action. So is that the same Johannes I know who's in the tournament? Yeah. So guys, Rail here was one of the grandmasters of dueling back in the days of Dom 3 and 4. But he's hesitant to come back because I don't think he quite likes Dom 5 as much. He did a lot of dueling in the day. Lots and lots of it. Lots of blitzing. Another shout out, he's one of the 2 Dominions players that I have met in person. Which is cool. The other one was Llama Beast. Okay. Any of this stuff important? I don't think so. Peer pressure. Wow. Well, I'm sure Rail can. Well, the meta's pretty different in 5. But I remember Rail using quad 9 bless Dominions 4 with late age Satis. That was pretty funny. Seriously. I mean, you don't have much time to get going before everything dies. All right, what do we got? Oh, see, leaderless Lancers. I'm thinking behind the scenes, we've got a nasty demon bread running around here. Assassinating things. See, the previous Sabissia at the very last turn successfully assassinated the god of Pangaea. I mean, they'd already basically said the game was over. Hmm. Well, these are some serious armies. Warrior Sorceress is the chieftain. I hope these guys aren't leaderless. Well, at this point in time, it would be handy if Zoro had built a second fort. Hmm. Well, he's sure smacking on the Abyssian economy. No question about that. But hopefully he's got a plan for dealing with this. Foreign recruit? Yeah, that's true, Loggy. They could be foreign recruit in those provinces. Although I would turn that off when I saw this thing coming because I'd be recruiting them where I could put them together better and have them scripted. Oh, there's an anointed here. Okay, so that makes his blessing a lot. Oh, that anointed is taking a beating. Well, the quad 9 was how it worked back then, right? I don't know if you played Dominions 4. I like the newer bless system in general, in that it's got a lot more granularity. I think the pricing is sometimes wonky. You know, some blesses like quickness are just so expensive they're almost never used. And stat bless, all of the various fours and threes are sort of overwhelmingly popular because they're so useful. Strength is hugely dominant. Blood bond and blood surge, are always around. So there is a boringness to how the meta has gone with the blesses, which is not the fault of the players. As people learn that something is reliable, they'll go towards it. And I tend to play on I guess, how would you put it? I usually try to go for a general purpose design that's kind of good for most things you can envision, rather than a niche design that's specific to one way to play, like rushing or turtling. That's just, oops, I didn't mean to exit all the way out. That's just me. Recruitment points is a big feature. I think you're saying basically what I'm saying is that you can neuter blesses like ethereal with the cheap magic weapons, and ethereal costs a fortune. You're better off with the twist fate bless if for some reason you want really high astral. Or as we saw yesterday, taking shock resist completely neutered thunder weapons. And thunder weapons is quite a bit more expensive than cheap shock resist. So some rethinking of some of that stuff would be very useful. Or just give us modding, less modding. I mean, that's the simplest fix for Winter to do, is give us less modding so that people can try stuff out, do some rebalance. Because an awful lot of good thinking comes from playing with mods. I'm a firm believer that mods are a great way to do balance, because then it's a buyer's choice. You can play with the mod you like or not, and then it's up to you. Well, see, we'd have to go back, but if I remember right, flaming weapons used to stack on top of your damage rather than be a separate damage roll. And same with flaming arrows. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked in Dominions 3. Fire resist is cheaper than flame weapons, yeah. Yeah, so I'd like to see the weapon blasts drop in price significantly, because they're kind of fun, but they're not super powerful. They're not at all the only way to win, but I think, I think the balance is not there. So do we have any real good action? I need to look at these. So we looked at that one. That one. Yeah, there's nothing much to see here. Okay, that's it. Well, there's a lot of bad ideas in modding as well, but at least you get to try them. Fairly low commitment. If we go and ask Illwinter to change the code to nerf or buff something, we're largely stuck with it. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about doing something with Magic Duel. But you can mod it, and people have modded Magic Duel. So that's quite easy. Some parts of it you can't mod. One of the suggestions was allow booster items to affect Magic Duel, which would be, I think, one of the better ideas. You like playing with very wild and crazy meme sort of stuff, or just extreme? I enjoy it too, but I like it when I'm not too committed. I don't like doing that in a game that I know is going to go on a long time. Well, the scales added to the rest of it, yeah, that gets very expensive. Depends on, I mean, some of those scales are okay. Fate weaving, I think, is a very cool bless that doesn't get used as much as it could. But it's one that really fascinates me. I've only tried it once. It wasn't, my game was not good. I had the most horrible start. But that had nothing to do with the bless. Fate weaving in an aura is just a very cool kind of way to go. Somebody yesterday was going to try a meme bless with fate weaving in both auras. It's just kind of crazy because you're neutering your auras, but, well, no. The argument was that isn't really true. The fatigue part for both auras hits. Ethereal boars. That would be fun. Although large boars is so good. I mean, large boars is just so cheap and so easy. My favorite Marverni build that I've suggested to new players is just take the boar and take larger. And that's it. It's easy peasy. It's not optimized, but it's an easy, viable, fun way to play. And awake monsters, I think, are a great way for new players to get started because they're kind of forgiving. You can always call them back. You haven't overcommitted. You got your bless. Incarnate shouldn't muck you up. Too bad if you're not. Oh, just plain Lancers. That's a nice way to raid. Low cost raiding. See, we're seeing Orpata's left laying around. I think he might have some serious demon breads out and about. But sadly, okay, here's a serious fight. So roughly 1-to-1, it looks like the Orpatas are not going to cut it. Swiftness on boars, yeah, that is fun. Oh, okay. So did he even hit? Did he even hit? Did any of these burning ones? So this one took a few hits. So he's still just barely penetrating against that 24 protection. Awake monsters are fine. I don't have any issue with going with awake monsters. I especially like them as disciples. I'm very fond of awake monster, but a disciple awake monster you can use to fill diversity holes very nicely. I've got one coming up. I took a man eater with Bandar, and I grabbed air and blood so that it can make robes of the sorceress. And the man eater, funny for a monster, has a full head slot, not just a crown slot, so it can wear a winged helmet. Yeah, see, okay, the most he did was this guy got knocked down to 12, so he's not even close to being able to kill these burning ones with Orpatas. He's gonna need magic. Yeah, he's absolutely gonna need magic. Ah, they did not go for the capital. Man, I thought he would. I mean, he's making enough burning ones. And they take so long to move forward. I thought for sure that Abyssia would just go completely mess with Sorrow and kind of almost suicide these 20. I mean, right now, There's no counter to them. Did I turn off some of my map filters? I did. I turned off events. There we go. That's better. This is good. Just using the Lancers. The Sorrow Bless. I posted it up above. I can copy paste it. I don't know how far back you can scroll in the chat. But I can repost. Just give me a minute here to repost the blesses. Oh, thank you, Loggy. Yeah, thanks for doing that for me. Saves me. So if you look at kind of the strategy, we've got 3 pushes, burning ones from Abyssia. One coming down this way. Could be easily cut off. Another coming this way. You know, one thing... See, bringing along the archers is okay, except this is slowing this army down, movement-wise. I think it would be better for Sorrow to be taking advantage of his high mobility and, you know, cutting off some of these armies. But he's going to need some magic here. Yeah, he's going to have to roll out something. Point buffing. Something. Yeah, thanks for copying the blesses over for me, guys. I thought 10 was a little low, but we'll see. I don't know what they've got. I mean, that's a perfectly valid way to play it. But I think he could just trash things. I'm really quite shocked. Because if we look at the income, Sorrow had a significant, still has a pretty good income advantage. I'm shocked he hasn't got another fort, because when I play Solmatia, one of the things I want to do is I want to be pumping out warrior sorceresses so I can get my randoms. Because you want your blood randoms. You want it very badly. Because trying to blood hunt with Witch Kings is slow, expensive, and they're better to fight. I don't think it's the right play for Sorrow to try to sacred to sacred. I think he should use his mobility and then bring out some magic. Now, which magic he wants to use? Imps might work. Well, just imps, maybe. But I don't think he's got a blood economy yet. Frost Rakes would be messy, but you need the lucky randoms. Yeah, Frost Rakes would make a mess. I don't know. There's lots of plays. I mean, Solmatia has a big toolbox. It's one of the broader nations. Well, that's what I was saying, is those 20 could probably just park themselves on Solmatia's capital. Maybe a few would die, but mostly they're going to ignore everything. And I believe those guys do have an anointed. Is that the group that has the anointed? Yeah, that's the group with the very damaged anointed. But that makes life pretty easy because he doesn't have to fuss with blessing. Oh, and he's going Phoenix power, so he went conjuration. Oh, they're waiting on me. Sorry about that. The no magic weapons, yeah. Well, we just glanced at the top, so that's just plain Abyssian infantries. That's really cheap. See, a single warrior sorceress out on its own gets caught. What's it doing there? What's it doing there? I haven't seen him use his tattoos yet either. Enlarge. Okay, enlarge. Boy, I think that was supposed to have sacreds. And it didn't. Bummer. Okay, I don't have a lot of time to look at these in too much detail, but let's just glance over them and see if we've got any really good bash and smash. Okay, so that's the 14 burning ones. No, they're looping back the other way. Oh, there's the demon misbreads. and a Corruptor. Oh, so he's got some blood hunting. The Corruptor. That's pretty cool. Okay. And misspreads. So you haven't seen this before. He's got a few slaves. Yeah, the misbreads are pretty high attrition. You know, they don't survive very well. They're pretty killy. Tattoos aren't going to work with the burning ones at all. Yeah, I suppose. I can't really make... I'm looking at too many things to think about exactly how that would work, but rushing to Conjuration 5 for elementals is absolutely possible. They could very well be here by now. Let's take a look at research. Yeah, so, you know, with his magic scales, so Matty has got a lot of possible research. Well, he's using a lot of Lancers. He's forgetting to buy a little PD. It's like, always buy your little bit of PD, guys. Just because. Yeah, these guys are getting good heroes. And that's fun. Because, oh yeah. Well, see, he took neutral luck. Bessia took neutral luck. Okay. So this army is just dodging burning ones. And I would be doing that. I would be dodging the burning ones. Took something dormant? Well, people are thinking imprisoned, actually. The uptick in the research? You're right. You're right, but why don't we see it? Is it, well, maybe it's stealthy. So maybe it is dormant. Or maybe somebody wants to try to build this blast and see what they can build it with and if they can pay for it dormant. Because these scales are not terribly expensive, so. Oh, he's actually got 6 candles. I think it just took him a while for his candles to spread. So he took Dominion 6, not 4. Previously, this was sitting at 4. Well, I don't see none of those fights. So the misbreads, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of mobility. That's very useful, but they die like flies. So 16 burning ones, 14 burning ones, and some plain Abyssian infantry. All right. It is very distinctive. Yeah, it really goes cranking up. Well, Skogu should have pretty good research, but he's not outrageous. I can look him up. Where is Skogu? Okay, I'm gonna go early Solmatia, and then heroes. There he is. Yeah, his research is good, but it's not crazy. It's only 21. Could bring that over to show you guys. So I don't think that's making that much difference. He could have had mages doing something. Yeah, he sure could have. But it would be interesting to see. I'm sure we'll see what we can do about sharing the pretenders after the bout. And but I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything too important going on. Have we got anything else to look at? Let's take a look at the graphs. So that's the research. Okay, so quite a bump in Dominion here too. But the only way we wouldn't see the pretender is if it's got glamour or something. Even then. Yeah, 21 RP. So that could be what we're seeing. Gem income. Well, people have been site searching. Income-wise, okay, so Soro's maintaining the lead, and we still don't see that second fort. So Abyssia's counter rating is successful. What is this? Oh, that's just simple Abyssian infantries, okay. We already looked at all these. All right, well, we're just waiting on those guys. Yeah, so do we see, I wonder if he had started, I should see if those guys have said anything. Nope. Nope, they haven't talked about the game in the channel. Okay, here's the turn. I'm just rereading, making sure I've responded to questions. Indie priests, that does help. But you would know. You would know a lot about indie priests. 16 burning ones. The Lancers just raiding. Or Pata's just raiding. Yeah, see, I'd probably leave these 5 archers behind now. They're not really doing anything. And they just slow them down. And Abyssia took out a little bit of just independence. Okay, so... So where... Okay, so the 20 burning ones are just kind of bouncing back and forth over here. Well, you can't really Diplo in a 1-to-1. I mean, except for the thing, okay, I'm done. You know, I call the game or I concede. That's about the only Diplo that happens. But sometimes they chat to me in the game channel, so I can, you know, some of the players, I mean, Barquet explained a few things, or Sablecat, because they know not to come here and watch the stream. That's not really fair. But they can talk to me in the chat if they want. Or some guys have used the in-game message system just to keep me abreast of what they're thinking, what their planning is, just so I have something to talk about. Well, okay, so so almost all the useful independents that are way the heck off the edge. So he's upgraded this fort. Yes, sir. It's just that the archers are slow is what I was thinking. I agree with why they might be there, but I think I would want to be, if I had a cavalry army, keeping it moving quickly. Although, there's quite a bit of train trouble here. There aren't that many high speed. What is this? Oh my gosh. Well, that's a nice sight. Look at this one. That's so a nice province for gems. Boy. Whoa. Whoa, there's some good gems here. Yeah, we got some nice sites popping up. Look at this one. 3 sites. Wow. So nobody's really bringing out any magic yet. I've seen almost nothing. Now, do we see some more anointeds? No, we can't see them because the Great Warlock dominates. Well, unlike in a free-for-all, you got to fight so quickly. I mean, you know you're going to be fighting quite early, kind of as soon as you meet up. Because if you don't choose to fight, but the other guy does, well, then you let him get too close to your capital. But you've got to be kind of careful where you put up that second fort so that you don't lose it when it's underway. Okay, he templed here. Unless that was a luck event. So, but he doesn't, no, there's nobody making a fort there. I don't know. In a 1v1, I would generally, depending on your nation, I would want that second fort quite early, before the other guy has time to get close enough to stop you building it. I agree, Rotsy. I think he doesn't need 20 unless he's actually going to take on one of these big armies. You know, it's not cost effective to raid with 20 burning ones. He could raid with 5. So the independent priests would speed that up. It's hard to secure a fort site. Yes, people are pretty likely to YOLO. I agree. Depending on your starting army. I mean, if you're Bandar, it's not going to live long enough to YOLO. But I tend to split my monkey starting armies into bits of bait, usually into 4 little chunks of bait, and send them with actual units just as bait squads or lance eaters. Oh, they're waiting on me. My bad. But you don't want too many forts. It's too expensive. It doesn't get you very much. Oh, okay, there we go. There's my turn. Ooh, okay, many fights. Many fights. So, okay, again, these 20 burning ones are just raid. They're just kind of circling. So he's getting a little bit of gold from them, but I don't think he's realistically paying his cost. Abyssia could very much be getting assassins. And this is just the Lancers. They're doing fine. I mean, that's very cost-effective raiding. Bandar has a starting army? Well, yes, it does. Of a form. You can use it. I mean, I played enough monkey. Ah, okay. So this pack of 16 is putting some pressure on. And what do we got here? Oh, he took out the Bone Raiders, yeah. Well, that took a good size army. So that's 43 Orpatas. Can he cut off these burning ones? You have to go straight at them. If they push here, does he have enough magi to come out? Does he have a magical response to the burning ones? Anybody got any ideas of what? I mean, let's see if we see any magic coming out here to indicate what he has in mind. Oops, there we go. Okay, we got Divine Blessing, we got Bark Skin, we got Air Shield. Air Shield. Who's casting Air Shield? This guy? Ah, there we go. Okay, I was going to say, Sorrow doesn't have Air Magi. So we got Bark Skin, although it's way in the back here. Divine Blessing. So he's charging forward. He got most of these guys in line formation. And a handful of flankers. Actually, a pretty good size of Lancers coming on the flank. And they should get this Cloud Mage pretty quick. It got some shock on. Howl Imps and Foul Vapors. Yeah. That's very much a possibility. Although he's going to have to work a bit to get Howl up. He needs the right lucky randoms. And a Thistle Mace. But he also needs the right random on a see Skogu. I do not believe he doesn't have water, so he doesn't help you get Foul Vapors. So he either needs a Warrior Sorceress or yeah, it's not that easy for him to cast Foul Vapors. Needs the right randoms. Okay, I will exit and come back in just to be sure I don't hold him up again. All right, so let's just glance here. That was just a cheap raid. That was just killing PD. That was, we already saw this. This was killing the Bone Tribe, and that's significant. So this is Sorrow's largest army. This one is just Lancers. He's making foreign recruit Lancers here. He's got a few Orpatas here. They have a leader. This is a raiding army, good size. Summon animals and summoning imps. Might, yeah, the encumbrance, you will eventually. We should just see how long these guys can keep fighting and how bad it is, because they're in cold. So what's their encumbrance? 6. Oh, the cold's not affecting them. This is not cold enough. That's what I mean. You need a water random warrior sorceress, and you need a nature 2 warrior sorceress to make your first thistle mage, unless the pretender can. So these guys are not showing much fatigue. That's just not enough things to kill. Yeah, it's going to take a bit. Fatiguing them out won't be quick. They're going to get a lot of hits before they go into fatigue. Well, I don't know if imps can penetrate, but imps would at least tie them up. Or if he can snipe with imps, snipe the... See, these guys are led by the prophet, I believe. So, but imps could kill it, or at least harass it. Oh, he's given it a shield. Weightless kite shield. That's probably luck. Well, we watched some swarm go up, and the dragonflies and stuff just got annihilated. You need a lot of swarm. It would be useful just to tie them up. All right. Well, I think we've kind of glanced at everything. None of these really demonstrate. We were going to ask if there's any other magic here. So we saw Barkskin. Do we see anything else? Eagle Eyes. Oh, okay. So he's got some skeletons. Well, if you can pump out enough skeletons, resist poison, and then it's running forward, is it actually going to fight or just advance and cast? I would not be sending my warrior sorceresses into combat, into battle. He needs them too much. Okay, that's me. Well, Howl, yeah, but it is going to take him a bit of work to get Howl going. Can be done, totally can be done. Where's his research? Well, his research is doing really well. So Abyssia has got almost nothing but his pretender researching, because the slope of his graph has barely increased. So most of his salamanders and anointeds that he's made, or demon breads or whatever. Enchant 3, yes. Yeah, he does have Enchant 3. And a little bit of alteration. So that's kind of what I wanted to check. And this one, that's the one that doesn't have a mage. So this is the one with the anointed. So we saw a little bit of evocation here. And conjuration. Turns up. So we saw that Abyssia has some conjuration because he has Phoenix power. I think we saw a little bit of evocation. He could very well be doing... oh! Well. Okay, I like this move. Just really cheap, harass him around his capital. And just keep him off balance. I think that was a good move. See? So these guys are having to fight. Let's see if, is this an anointed? Let's see if it casts anything. He could have taken an awake researcher, and I really had thought he would. Well, the skeletons will melt. It's a case of how many you can get off. But if you do even a little blood economy, you can skeleton, reinvigorate skeleton. And get off quite a lot of skeletons. So that was fireflies. So did this guy cast anything else? Divine Blessing, Word of Thorns. Okay, he's sticking with smiting the anointed. So no, there's no significant amount of evocation research here. Like I said, a little bit of conjuration we know of. Okay. Oh, what do we got here? Just Lancers. Nice. That's very effective. And he's got 2 chieftains, so he can quite happily split those. I don't know why. Who mentioned when you were playing, you could thug up your anointed? That was Lucid said. Thug up the anointed. Don't use them as just holy threes. Like you said, you could just do the blessing job with independence because you only have a few burning ones at a time. Okay, are we seeing anything here? Just a mount. That's the Prophet Warmancer. Warmaster. So he tried to catch this group with a very large force, but it dodged. But he's pushing it. So where's it going to go now? It's got to go into the cave or back home. So he's chased it away. It was forced to leave penetration of the capital circle. This is kind of cool. All right. Okay. Need more priests for leading sacreds. Yes, he needs more priests, and he needs cheap priests. So he's making warlocks. He's using warlocks. Oh, he's blood hunting like crazy there. 69 unrest. Surprised he isn't buying something for cheap patrol, because Abyssian infantries are not particularly cheap patrol. Yeah, actual raids, Abyssia is 4-2. Sormadia is 4-2. So yeah, we could see on the province graphs and the income graphs, that's a significant. Ooh, Abyssia's income is really tanking. Yes, you're right. All of this he gets no income from, so he's wasting his time raiding that. Complete waste of time. There's no income tracing from here. Thank you, Samblecat. I missed that. How important is access to age 3? I would say it's not in a duel. You just won't have enough. I mean, if you've got recruit anywhere sacreds and you make enough forts, yeah, you might have enough sacreds. And so far, people are picking the nations with very costly, high-value sacreds. These Orpatas are about the flimsiest sacreds we've seen so far. So we've seen white centaurs, we've seen burning ones. All of them very expensive. You're only going to have a few. They're capital only. Well, Orpatas are capital only too. Well, it sure looks like he's patrolling with Abyssian infantry there, Rossi. That's what it looks like. Could just be using militia. But that's what it looks like to me. They're not very good at it. I think we can. I should do my quit and come back, just so I don't hold these guys up. Yeah, your pretender and your prophet should be sufficient as far as that stuff. I agree with Loggy here. And independent priests, just as soon as you find an independent priest location, dump down a temple and start buying them. I'd be buying a lot of independent priests. Yeah, the only thing I can think of that might be valid in if you had a lot of holy threes like Satis is you could put a whole bunch together, park them on his capital if you get there, and instead of trying to siege the capital down, just dom kill him. But I don't know. Now Agartha would have a lot of holy threes, a lot of oracles, and they are also. But the primary job of your Agartha and oracles is going to be, sure, toss up a divine blessing, but then toss up buffs and everything from your earth magic and your other stuff. I mean, that's its job. So, and you could do whatever you need to do with earth readers. It's the only nation I've seen picked so far that has easily recruitable holy threes. Well, I'm only kind of doing a bit of guessing. Yeah, I think by the time you'd be doing a dom kill, people would just call it. I mean, no, everybody's. I think most of the time we're going to see these end by concession because it's not all that interesting to just play out the last fights. Now, most of the time, what's happened is somebody's wiped out the other team's sacreds, and that's it. Well, yeah, the biggest use of Holy Three is claiming thrones, and we don't have thrones, in effect. We only put the throne in so that we can meet the requirements of the bot. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have a throne here. Well, none of these fights. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at gem income. Is it still. Okay, so they're fighting back and forth over the gem sites. That's right. You can buy cheap holy ones or holy twos or whatever for blessing purposes. I mean, Sermon of Courage can be nice at times, but it's not that important. It's not going to really dominate the game. Okay, well, this is a significant economic advantage for Sormatia. So where is this second fort? I mean, yeah, he needs the second fort somewhere. Oh, see, these three provinces are cut off from income as well. So if he can keep cutting off the income of Abyssia, he'll starve him. Is that the only Abyssia blood hunting that I've seen? I think so. See, the other thing about the constant raiding is it keeps unrest up. Yeah, a lot of land has been cut off. H2 is not worth buying. How do I put this? Holy 2 would be fine if it didn't cost so much in the autocalc. How important is it to have a battle priest? There's ways to mitigate that using screens, positioning, and so on. But if I had some early construction and the right gems, I would probably be tossing some cheap armor on some of my priests, especially things like the Anointeds or the Salamanders. Indie priests, I just buy more. You know, send 2, send 4, whatever, they're cheap enough. He's forting the farmland in the east by Abbey's Fort. Is he? This one? You are right, thank you. Whoa, but he's about to lose that fort. Gosh golly, that doesn't work, guys. That doesn't work. Well, if Abyssia notices that and smacks that fort senseless, that's going to hurt. So here's where some mobility would help. No, H2, I like having H2. It's just that most of the time it comes on a mage priest. And the way the AutoCAD does it, it just brings the price up for a relatively minor advantage. Yeah, so what you're saying, Johannes, is basically that's a cost issue. All right, I'm going to go on the away screen for a minute and do a little bio break and get a coffee. Be right back. Hey, I'm back. One of these days you'll bite the bullet and write out how the autocalc works. Yeah, but isn't the explanation in the modding manual fairly accurate? Because that's where it is, isn't it, Loggy? The simplest answer is, or a simple answer to the H2 issue is anybody making a balance mod can go and take the H2s and lower their price a little. And I'd like to see that. That's a universal change to balance mods I could totally get behind. I find most balance mods, none of them sort of follow a philosophy, a grand philosophy that fits with how I like to play. I mean, I play them, I've tried some of them, and they're all not quite what I'd like to see. Probably the one I like the most is DE, but it's really not a balance mod, it's a more goodies mod. But it's got a lot of neat goodies. I know the modding manual needs a lot to be desired, but I thought there was a clear description of AutoCalc somewhere, but maybe it was back on the beta forums, the old beta forums. Or I thought Red Rob and Brereton had done some figuring on that. I mean, I think both of them have gone through and in many, many cases added manual pricing to things that just was too expensive for the value. And Holy 2 is one case where I can kind of say that across the board, a little price drop for Holy Tools everywhere would be a good thing. Okay, I need to pop out and pop back in. Oh, there we go. Here's the turn. Sadly, they were waiting on. Okay, so lots of fights. Let's have a look at them on the map. And the fort got up and he killed him. He killed him. What did he do? Oh, he got 16 burning ones with a reasonable PD dump. Not crazy. What do we got? 27, I'm guessing. 27 PD. So a PD dump, some more patterns. There's got to be some magic here. So what is it? Skeletons? Eagle Eyes, Divine Blessing. Thank you, Johannes. That's where it was. Well, we could still get the Dom 4 mod manual. Yeah, well, if you want to find it, you can still look up the Dom 4 modding manual. Anybody hearing any clipping on my voice? I'm noticing I'm sometimes popping into the red. Okay, what have we seen? Word of Thorns. Shadow Blast. Shadow Blast. Oh, wow. I gotta back this up. I think it was the Shadow Blast. Oh, good one. Where is he? Where's Maneater? There he is. Look at that. Oh, he's got penetration boosting. Oh, here's his play, guys. Here's his play. He rushed Shadow Blast. Well, that was not expected. Yes, he rushed Shadow Blast, and he rushed penetration boosters. So, oh, this is cool. And hopefully he's got it on conservative gem use. Okay, so how many gems has he got left? He's got 3. Nah, he's overdoing it a bit, but let's see how well it works. Well, it did pretty good. Okay, how are these burning ones doing? Okay, they're 2 of them are down to almost dead. So they're dying. That was another added paralyze. Right? Oh. So that was 3 big Shadow Blasts. Okay, if we quickly... Oh, 1 is dead. But look at how beat up the rest of them are. Nice play. And, what's that? Bolt of Unlife? Oh, it missed. He could have used Eagle Eyes. Did he Eagle Eyes himself? What's his precision? No. He should have cast Eagle Eyes, I think. This is a pretty interesting play. Very unexpected. And look at that. Even the archers can kill him. That Bolt of Unlife is working. See that? That's kind of amazing. It's definitely kind of amazing. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, wow. And Skogu came close to the tough and squirrely. Wow. Look at that. So he successfully got his second fort. He defended it with some good use of magic. This is excellent. This is very exciting. That was a big move. All right. So we saw that one. This should be just PD. And again, these are cut off. This one here, 46 and 41 are cut off. All of this is cut off. These guys dodged. Well, they killed one with Lancers. And I mean, he doesn't. So he did split these Lancers. That was 40 sitting here. So he split them into two groups. Okay, so he split those Lancers, and that was an effective decision. What have we got here? He tried. Oh, he only had two left. Okay, well, that wasn't enough to do anything. And there was a dragon here. Okay. Yeah. Well, Abby, I don't think. Yeah. Trouble is burning. Oh, look at these guys. 21, they came up against some Lancers. So where did that little army here? Oh, it died. Okay, but that was fun. I mean, what the heck? A chieftain and a handful of Lancers just be a harassment. How much PD did he buy to stop this? A lot? Just a little. Ah, not a heck of a lot. What's that? 3 heavy cavalry, so I think we're looking at 11. If I remember correctly. 11. Yeah, it's 11 PD. So that's not very expensive. It's a good thing here to sometimes buying that one extra PD gives you that extra heavy. Half the map is cut off. Yeah, there's a lot of cutoffs, but so let's look at the income graph. Look at that. Ah, that's funny. But Sorrow made a good decision down here to split this 40 Lancers into two parts. Yeah, they're both running a little broke, but he's now got a second place. Now, we don't see a temple. We don't see labs. So he needs a temple here so he can get his warrior swords. But in the interim, he can buy soothsayers or whatever. Okay, turns up. Okay, so 21 with a single anointed. Ooh, man, I would have something as an extra commander there. If you lose that anointed, so more just Lancer rating. Okay, that one, yeah, that one was getting to the end of its usability. Okay, it's pretty exciting. Definitely pretty exciting. So, okay, both of them need to take a look at their income tracing and solve some problems here. So one of the big burning one stacks got wiped, 16. Here's another big burning one stack, and here's another big burning one stack. Now, where did... Okay, here's the big army of Orpatas. So kind of his version of doom stacking. And at home, okay, Skogu's back at home. Just researching, I'm guessing. Do we do see labs? Oh yeah, you're right. No. Oh yeah, there's the lab. There's the icon. You are correct. So no lab, no temple here yet. And so he's getting this unrest down. But yes, he's patrolling with Abyssian infantries, so. Lab Temple the Forest. Did he? He did. Okay. It's so maybe he meant, but he's not. Well, I don't know what that was for. You got me. Maybe there's an independent he can buy there. Oh, this I think was Bone Tribe. So he might be buying Bone Tribe. He might be going Bone Independence. There might be an independent mage he wants here. Because he had some Bone Tribe. Oh, the Bone Reader. He empowered a Bone Reader. Oh, I should pop over to the game channel. Okay, so that's so he could buy Bone Readers. Okay, so there's some interesting talk in the game chat. A little bit of things that didn't work out on both sides. Skogu here, I guess, was supposed to have 2 more Magi coming to back him up. Wailing Winds. Yeah. Yeah, so we are looking at Shadow. So Shadow Blast, Evocation 5, and then Wailing. Evocation 6. But where is he getting the air from? The Bone Reader? Okay, we should check here, Bone. And we want just any kind. That's not working. Bone Reader. Bone Readers. Okay. So 1/2 Bone Readers, air and death. So that's a possibility. That is a possibility. But it went kind of badly for him. All right. So we lost that guy. Yeah, no, I was following along with you thinking on Wailing Winds. Can we see the research graphs again? We sure can. Okay, so flattened out for Soramaria. So he may have hit some of his critical goals. So he might be rolling out what Magi he has now to fight. And that Shadow Blast play was pretty effective. Quite interesting that he put penetration items on Skogu. Anytime you fatigue out, your Berserk breaks. That is correct. We had a funny case where I had a teammate in the Disciples game kept bringing out his Troll King. And how did he get him? He gave him an item that was berserking him. Can't remember what. Might have been the axe. Anyways, he'd berserk, but he'd overbuff. So then he'd fatigue out, and then he'd berserk. But he eventually started running away because after a while being surrounded, you lose your morale. So his berserk failed for the simple reason that he was overbuffing. And not enough reinvigoration. He was wearing some really heavy armor. I think it was that golden set that sometimes you can get. They can berserk again, yeah, they sure can. But he was protection stacking on a Troll King, so it was very hard to damage. Anyways, he kept wondering why he kept having that guy run away after it berserked, and then we sorted it out that looking at the video, we found out he was, oh, they're waiting on me. My bad. Okay, I'm going to pop over the channel, see if, no more comments there. So, okay, here's the, oh, he's rolling out Inaris and Skogu. So it looks to me like he's going to now push towards Abyssia. Try to send these guys packing. Yeah. So Abyssia can see that Doom stack. You should be able to see that's backed up seriously with Magi. Okay, I would say that was the wrong direction. He should have raided back towards getting his connection back, because the income graph is still a great deal of cutoff territory. So what else do we have? Minimal fight here. Not very important fight there. And not very important. So I'm guessing here was a forget to buy PD. Right? Yes, sir. There is no PD there. Okay. Nether darts. Yeah, I know, nether darts. Oh, boy. Okay. So we got some misspreads. The corruptor's back here at home. Dueling too much. If they get to level 7 research, well, I think they can in this game. But as we sort of saw, research has flatlined. Yeah, he's hit his targets and now he's rolling out. So I think he's arrived where he wanted to be. It's too bad we don't have a winter version of this map, because it would be nice to see the cold easier. Dancing around. I think the showdown is coming. I think it's coming. Okay, the cold is starting to affect these guys. So the cold is definitely starting to come into play. So if you want to try to fatigue out these burning ones, you've got to give them a huge amount of something that they have to fight. Because even at 8, it could take quite a while to fatigue them out. Okay, I'll exit and jump back in so I'm not holding things up again. Yeah, so none of these are... Nope, nothing much to see here. Again, another anointed. I wonder if this is that same anointed that's badly crippled. I suspect it is. Yeah, this is the guy with the chest wound and the crippled. I mean, he's still usable. All right. Well, we're waiting to see what they do next. What do they do next? Sleep clouds, of course. Absolutely, Rossi. Yeah, good old sleep cloud. That'll work very well. Because if you've just got more stuff than the other guy, even if it's garbage, enough sleep cloud and you'll do the job. Should have had a quick glance here. I've forgotten how much MR the pretty ones have. So they start with 12, and they, I believe, will go up to 14, right? 13. Okay. 13 with the blast. So adequate, but not amazing. Okay. We've already seen that, but I just wanted to check that one little tidbit. So there are not very many burning ones in position to stop anything. Oh, okay, just plain Abyssian infantries are pushing out. So did he turn? And his unrest is way up there now because he stopped patrolling. So his blood economy is going to be shrinking. It is a single anathema dragon. And another army of burning ones going this way. Okay. I guess Abyssia is playing for time, but I'm not sure what he's hanging on for. 13 is not enough. No, I agree with you. Well, and it's obviously not enough to Shadow Blast, because that chewed him up pretty good. We're still waiting on the turn. Oh, excuse me. Well, there's no reason that he couldn't be making more of these penetration items and sticking them on Inaris and warrior sorceresses and whatever. They're cheap enough. He's got numerous national gems. So we just wait. We just wait. Am I muted? I should not be muted. My sound is showing. Anybody else have trouble hearing me? Well, I might just stop speaking for a minute. I should mute. It should mute if I go to my away screen. You guys just confirm this for me. Let me go to my away screen and you should stop hearing me. Yeah. So I was talking while I was on the away screen. That's kind of deliberate. I've moved to my sock mic, my sock puppet mic. So I don't have the quickie mute button on the side of my headset now to use. That was very handy when I had that. All right. Let me check. Da, da, da. Oh, anyway, sorry for not talking for a minute there. I'm just talking to these guys in the just typing to the guys in the game chat. You can't hear me on the away. Good. Well, that's the point of it. Yeah, there is a delay. Abyssia actually, yeah, fire elementals. Something I was just commenting to them in the game chat. Yeah, I was just commenting to them in the game chat that they were asking what I was thinking of it, and I said, well, some of the things you've done are not what I would do. So I disagree with some of their decisions, but also I think it's important to note that when you're playing fast, you don't always make the perfect decisions. You just can't. Even playing a slow form game. Intense Inari scripting continues. Yes, I think so. Yeah. So it appears. I'm going to ask them. Oh, okay. Guys, they've run out of time, so we're going to put this aside and finish up at a later time. That is fine with me. Another game at 2 hours. So needs to be quite a bit later. All right. So it looks like we're winding down the street. I'm going to exit the game, and if anybody has any last comments, or if you want to talk it over, obviously we can chat about it on my Discord. Anybody need links to anything before I close down? I think everybody here is long-time folks, so you know where to find stuff. If you get stuck, just message me. Well, Rossi watching somebody else do the same nation and very, very similar blast to what he just did. Yeah, I have to. Hey, Dark Wolf, I have to go through yours and finish up um, prepping the folder so I can cast it. No, nobody's won yet. They just ran out of time. Latch has run out of time. So we're going to postpone and come back to this later. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, I personally find 2 hours right about my limit. It's a cliffhanger because we are far from done. We are far from done. Neither side has taken, I mean, there was that good fight over the fort and loss of 16 burning ones, but that's not crippling. Okay. That's, I think, it for me, guys. I will be streaming another duel later today. And once I find out the schedule, we'll return to this one streaming. But I don't know. I've got to confirm the times. So watch for an announcement. All right. Have a good one. Chat with me by text because I gotta stop